Step into a new world of gaming where you not only play, you become. Embark on a quest to slay the evil serpent lurking in the innermost depths of the dungeon. Create a mighty band of adventurers, each having unique powers: a fearless warrior, a cunning thief, a wizard with mystical powers, and an enchanting mystic. While fighting skills are vital, swords and serpents will stretch your mind and your imagination. As you explore the dungeons, searching for the trappings of the legendary Ruby Warrior, you'll confront challenges and decisions at every turn. Will you fight? Will you run? Which of your inventory of strength, experience, and magical powers will you use? The serpent is coiled, ready to strike, but you are the master of your destiny. Will you rise to the challenge? No NES game has gone this far before. Swords and Serpents from Interplay and Acclaim, 1990. Interesting kind of game. Very, very bizarre artwork, kind of like Golden Axe meets Krull, I guess you could say. Says 4-player game on it, but pretty much any game could be a 4-player game. You just pass the controller around, right? Right. In this game, we control a party of 4 adventurers on a dungeon-crawling quest to destroy a terrible serpent. Along the way, we encounter an onslaught of fantasy monsters and collect gold and treasure while gaining experience points needed to raise their individual attributes. Focuses mainly on gameplay and contains very little plot development, like Golden Axe. Yes, indeed. This game was originally designed by Paul O'Connor, who is the lead designer for Dragon Wars, but he only worked on the game for 2 weeks before leaving. Bruce Schicklburned? I don't know. He was assigned to revise the game, but didn't feel it was appropriate to be listed as the sole designer. Thus, there is no game designer listed within the game's documentation. This also has no connection to the Mattel Intellivision game of the same name. Can be played by 1, 2, or 4 players by use of the NES Satellite or other 4-player adapter. Control of the characters is divided evenly among the number of players, but 1 player must be chosen as the party leader to control navigation through the game. Upon starting the game, we can create a party of 4 adventurers, choosing 1 of 3 available classes for each character: warrior, thief, or magician, even though the game box says there's a 4th. Character statistics can be randomly generated, or we can choose a prefabricated party which includes characters of each class plus another magician. Continuing the game requires the player to record and later input 5 passwords, 1 for each character and a 5th for overall game progress. Thus, understanding the password system could net you an incredibly powerful party right at the beginning of the game. Gameplay, very simple. Navigate through a crude representation of a dungeon presented in split screen format, so we can view both the first-person perspective and a map. Encounters with monsters occur randomly, but occasionally in specific locations, during which the map is replaced by gauges representing the creature's health. During fights, the player controls the character's actions to attack, cast magic, or flee. The entire game takes place in an underground dungeon composed of 16 levels, with the serpent at the end. I remember this game being kind of a big deal when I was a youngin', seeing it in Nintendo Power fairly often. Never really got too into it myself. I was not a big fan of the first-person dungeon crawlery kind of games. Though playing this one, I get a really, really strong Brandish vibe. I don't know what it is about it, just playing this reminisced me back to Brandish, which is not a bad thing. I like me some Brandish. Anyway, graphics are kind of ho-hum, but the enemy sprites are, I think, very well done, very well animated. Music's... The menu system, the control system, feels really, really slow and stunted. The game has to seemingly process a lot before you can actually do something. But once it does it, it's not too bad. This could be something fun to play with 3 or 4 other people. Playing it by yourself, though, this is a game I would probably skip.